of some of that kind of well, Ball Winston probably is going to be in play here. I think maybe a little bit of an exit from the Muramacha to a degree, but we'll have to see because we have seen some success from that compositions, specifically on King's Row, which is going to be map number 2, especially from a team like Timeless. I think this has been somewhat of a comfort pick for them, actually, because of the nature of Ramatra, that tempo style of the rush that we've seen in the past from Ryan obviously loves as well.
A huge option for
这边做了个人为的调整 ，Max 换下去，换上了俊斌。
What just happened to you? Do you have to shake it off? Like it seems like a lot of what they're playing, a lot of the comms, a lot of the
正赛在4月份
off the back of momentum, right? When they start playing hot, they continue playing hot, but all of that got shut down. They have to rebuild all that momentum now, and they've got very little time to do it. These BO3s, these first to twos go way too quick.
Yeah, I mean, even yesterday we had one with Timeless here on this map. I actually need to throw you under the bus so people don't think it's me.
这个就不知道了，就看人家教练怎么选。
The end of that mayhem push, that like slurping, that was you, man. It wasn't me.
You know, I was just feeling the same exact pain that the main tank on the receiving end of it was. That was a double spawn camp. There's just not words to that.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you. Yeah, that's fine. All right, well, let's focus in on this. Let's see if Timeless can maybe.
我们来看一下第2张地图，国王大道防守端选择的依然是这套温斯顿的长短枪，然后在辅助上是雾子加上安娜。进攻不是问题的话，应该是居民的铁拳，或者是其他的机动位配合上 Proper 的裂空，加上黑桑的半藏。真给他探出来了，但是为了不脱节，直接选裂空过去了，不管了。带温斯顿的长短枪，不过在长枪上的选择是带着半藏。黑桑是出来先被点死，那这样子的话。 看一下裂空能不能找机会，飞影也是在左边去补伤害，还被他直接抓住了机会，射到对面的 Neptuno， 但是自己也被睡了，一波集火带走对面的雾子，两边半斤8两了，只能说。我现在已经把他们2个放在同一档的水平上面的队伍了。 想回来接这个温斯顿，然后跳走，然后被戏耍，然后点位还没有踩下来，踩了一格，踩点把人拉下来，给加速，让卡西迪来的左侧有一个比较不错的位置，但是自己这个地方得走了，不然的话一会儿还有队友过来支援，那就没事了。并这个时候有单杀掉对面的裂空 ，Proper 也是开弧 ，Proper 还在做伤害的补充。 卡西迪这波，但是这一波温斯顿双杀双辅 ，Proper 没奶的话，
Timeless lost their players first. Kaffa with a 3K. Can he make it 4? Oh my god! Look at him go! Everything Proper could do, Kaffa can do just as well.
Off the back of a lost fight already, though. So let's we'll give him credit, but
I counted the same number of players.
有点无语的。
But nonetheless, Shock. I mean, obviously their patience was so good there. They're looking to try to expose that Lucio pick and try to counter dive.
这波在卖出炸弹。
They answer it in return. Unfortunately for them, they were a little bit too patient. They weren't able to take that advantage and do something with it. Unfortunately,
回来之后，在2楼交出原始暴怒的军兵，然后正面 Fin 也是人头进账，也不惯着人家啊。这明显感觉出来就是什么 ，Fin 已经开始当 C 位打了。 拿雾子是一直在打伤害，一直在收人头。点倒是踩下来了，但是现在给我的感觉就是不相上下。盘场过来是有这个鹰杖。 好剑，正中间这边黑桑是一剑爆头，收了对面的卡西迪。 不对，压位置，安赞可以往前面再顶一顶。
Diff or was he just shooting at a corner? Like sometimes it's just sometimes you're just playing Hanzo. Okay.
Oh, we got a Cho wrong moment here. Okay.
这边维达姆是在推车。 这边回来稍微帮一下忙，左手边有个温斯顿，直接赶走，二楼得去抢。这波震动这技能很多啊，先手可以放龙跟狐。右侧可以吸引一下注意力，正面可以放狐龙。哦，屋子在右边，那就不用说了。屋子在右边的话，那就是单半藏大招就可以了。
But we do know that Shock like to play these very patiently.
这节奏太慢了，进攻方打的这个节奏。
Leverage these ultimates and try to do something with them.
Pop's got pressure on Wub. The Suzu's very nice. Neptune though pops the Soundberry. Maybe
节奏太慢了，这正面还要看半天，等半天。
Still good for Timeless, but they haven't managed to find a player to jump onto yet. That's sink their teeth into Heurix.
Well, they can re-engage quite easily here. I mean, they have the advantage with the Kitsune Rush. So
不解说了，
Ben gets into a good spot.
看吧。
So careful. Wub is just so well known at this stage for finding these early picks. Do get away from it, but they do still have that Kitsune Rush. I'm surprised they haven't actually found a good time to expend it yet. They're still holding it.
Timeless has been pretty spread out. Oh,
我就卡你车。
This might be the perfect opportunity to pop that Kitsune Rush. Into the face of a Deadeye, it seems a little more controversial. He gets Finn just following the Suzu. Wub's able to trade himself out. Now Cub's got to find a drop onto the back line. He's looking here for the DPS and the Ana. Vindame under a lot of pressure. Oh, and here comes the Primal. He did it once before. He's got to match Junbin.
这你也不会又拍完吧？应该不太现实，睡觉。
The cards moving on. In the meantime, Kuffa lies sleeping on the ground, unable to help with what is inevitably a second point cap for the Shock.
到了，但时间不是特别的多，也还行，也还够用，3分钟不到吧，2分4。
Wanted to let them play it. I mean, Shock wasn't really able to press forward, try to, play that aggressive style that we saw a lot from Mayhem, right? I mean, that was the play style that we see Mayhem have that has been
控高台
with this composition.
踩住，踩人稍微有点多，这边是直接可以趟个爽的。这个拐角尽量瓶砸到对方前排，豆沙炮垫一垫，后住。 把卡西迪赶走，跳回来，节奏很不错。继续推车，车子过拐角，身子摆正，车身摆正了，就可以跳过后排，然后原始帮路开团打。对，就是这个节奏。然后 C 柜得过来补一下 ，C 位得过来补一下，裂空得赶紧过来。 但好像他们都在后面解决这个温斯顿，这波反而是军兵自己没掌握好血量被秒了。
Just take this as an opportunity to continue stealing away time. Go forward once you have those assurances, those guarantees that you can get value out of those pushes. Unfortunately, there they do exactly the opposite, and because of that Shock, they do exactly what they've been trying to do all game, which is take those opportunities and expose.
哎呦，激素点钱来了！
For them, you see now the Doomfist
能杀几个呀？
trying to find some lethality here late.
啊！
Maybe they get it on the Kuffa?
阴障来了。
I'm not gonna lie, the Doomfist has been subpar. That of what we've seen of it thus far. He's hit about 2 abilities, but that's okay. Junbin does manage to get out.
还是估计他自己觉得自己打铁拳顺手一点吧。
Or for rather Shock.
On the clock though, so
本来 Timeless 就是个 OC 水平啊，兄弟们，也不能指望着他们能打出多么精妙的配合操作出来。
Still though, Kuffa has that opportunity to dive forward, go for the reset on the Primal Rage, and he's going to do exactly that.
And honestly, if nothing else, denies the high ground away from Heesing. Oh, he's got him in a corner. There's nothing you can do. The pulse bomb from Doom connects as well. Kitsune Rush late here from Finn is not going to rescue the fight. 30 seconds on, and one fight.
Timeless 是有机会的啊。
Shock are just struggling to find a way in. This is a very tough section of the map. Admittedly, a lot of teams soar through those first 2 sections in this meta and then just hit a brick wall once you see this little S curve right here. Teams just get stuck constantly. We saw it so much throughout the qualifiers.
换成双短枪，黑上拿出来了黑影。
It doesn't bode well for teams trying to attack.
但是自己这波没有大招，除非 Pooper 炸死一个，然后再一梭子打死一个。不然的话，我觉得推不到终点。
Sombra, Tracer, respectively. They're looking for those opportunities. You can see that, you can hear that target calling, but
always look for the door.
炸一个一梭子再搜一个。
Payload under a lot of pressure, but Shock biding their time.
压前排，
Pulse Bumper proper needs to connect. He's looking at Wub.
中一个
The Cassidy's down. Now Shock look to move forward. They need to strike
找后
now.
排，
Kitsune
打包夹
timeless. They can fight this
反手
team
交
back.
反手交弧，让打出去。OK，
needs to find those kills, and they got
电子脉冲开出来之后，看看伤害怎么样，
go for it, but there's the EMP
一个都
going
没
the other
死。
direction.
He saves charge up an
反正给个
entire
阴障，
EMP
那车子推不过去，车子动不了了。
Words cannot explain how quickly he's got it going, but it simply doesn't matter. They don't have the numbers, they don't have spawn advantage. That is all in Timeless's favor. A pulse bomb is just going to be the icing on the cake for the hold here that they've managed to construct for themselves. The time bank that they whittled away on A and B pays off.
That right there is just all in tempo. Timeless. I mean, they felt so comfortable with things kind of slowed down, kept it to a pace where they could really kind of control things defensively. Shock with a few opportunities, especially early in the series where we saw them losing a lot of time, not having, you know, plenty to work through that that final section rather, as we have a pause coming in for Timeless. You know, I think that actually, to Timeless's credit, they kind of exposed them for that. They took full advantage of the fact that Shock, they know that Shock plays pretty slow. We saw that throughout this tournament already. It's been something that a lot of people have already kind of talked about, that Shock, they tend to play very patient, and some teams have kind of taken advantage of that.
Yeah, and I mean, another big thing at the end was like Junbin got stuck on that Doomfist for 3 fights.
没啥好说的。
2 fights at the very least. It not particularly coordinated. They tried to swap the Sombra to redeem it, and it didn't quite work. We saw the kill on the Wub go down late, but it felt like kind of just a take-home prize more than anything else at that point, because the dive went in, and it took forever to get that pick, and by then, they'd already put themselves in a position where they don't have any cooldowns. They're 10 meters deep in the opponent's back line, and they've got nothing to defend themselves, so Timeless after that, it's easy stuff cleaning it up.
Yeah, we do have a stat note as well that I think is interesting to kind of bear in mind too. He's saying, you said that was incredibly fast. That was 15 seconds faster. It's about a 60-second EMP charge. 15 seconds faster.
这个比赛钱多钱少的问题。
Last year's season. So obviously incredibly fast. He's saying, I mean, so many people have been talking about him coming into this season. That's a big reason why. Now as we get unpaused here.
攻防互换，我们再来看一下吧。
Timeless preparing themselves. They know exactly what they need. Mine is autonomous stand at 59.5. But man, Shock, you're gonna make them work for it. And if you've already
这哥们儿解说麦克风怎么越说越远啊？
work for it. Maybe Timeless can get something done here.
They set themselves up to win, but I mean, finishing off a team like the Shock is no easy feat. You take a look at that pulse bomb as well from the end.
啊！
Playing one of the Doomfists of all time, and just to find the wrong end of it. That's okay. He's got the defense now, and at least he can swap back over to that Winston. But Kuffa bringing the Reinhardt into it could put a wrench in the works.
哎呦，这俩
That's why people have kind of left the Doomfist behind to a degree. It's so hard to get value out of. I mean, so much relies on your
天地狗吗？
and also just landing every single punch. So difficult. Now Shock, they go back over to that Winston composition, that double flexible setup. Finn Dime on that. Timeless.
长短枪
Gonna be going back over to the Lucio, which is interesting here because that's something that Shock were looking to try to take advantage of. They just couldn't get that prime
刀子已
opportunity.
经交了
Now we'll see if Shock can do that this time
啊
on
那
the
是能
defense.
奶
See
的
if
不着急
maybe that offers up a little bit of disparity here.
2楼去保人
Once again.
The counter dive is mildly successful, but Timeless gained a lot of space with that initial. This is so far going swimmingly for the contender side. And looking to connect an important shot onto a Tracer, but is unable to. The anti-nade also misses Timeless. Pull back, reset the health bars, and look to re-engage.
So Timeless just kind of get pushed back, warded off as Kuffa is going to look to dive back in. Check to see exactly how they actually counter. And this time, they're going to do something different. Shock actually not following.
这俩解说一个，这俩解说一个叫咖啡，一个叫 Kuffa。
Neptune, that could, those could
不
both
知道该怎么
be
念了
targets that they could go for outside of Kuffa, who they have been chasing around.
Kuffa is low though, and Wub is being peeled for by Neptune. It's Kuffa though, the main tank for Timeless that goes down first. Oh, House of
Super
Cards bound to
双杀
crumble following that. Timeless need to get back and start recouping.
I mean, this right here is just a compositional difference that Shock are just, I mean, they know all too well exactly what advantage they have, and they're just leveraging it constantly with that Ana just being a massive difference that they're taking control with. obviously they don't necessarily have to dive on someone like Neptune because you have those boops. Why not just follow Kuffa, who can't you can't get anything off of
你的枪线跳2楼。
If someone's jumping on you, you just have
明明这波有点
It's a sad life, that's for sure. Already got a recall out of Doomed as well. Proper can just
啊，不是，明明是
nobody's really looking at
Kuffa 这边估计有点难受。
Like how else are you gonna deal with this guy? There's
终于知道给激素裂空了。
Timeless looks to dive in, still ignoring the trace that it's dealt hundreds of damage at this point in this fight. He's killed Doom as well.
全是打残人，然后补不掉。
Are really just trying to like stick their heads in the dirt and pretend he doesn't exist, but he's causing a lot of problems.
Get the recall out there.
终于给激素了。
There's that,
天
but
哪！
Timeless clearly, like we saw that brick wall hitting in point C for Shock's attack. I mean, it's early on here for Timeless, but one thing that could definitely help them is getting these ultimates up online, looking to try to kite away from Shock's opportunities and pull those ults out earlier.
前点这么多大招，
We're looking for those
完全可以安排一下，随便教。
opening fights up for them. They might just
先盖阴障，
to get in.
这我没想到的。
I mean, they get a decent trade. Kitsune Rush traded in for the sound barrier of Neptune. Can they find more?
死一个，死2个，双斧直接掉了。
That's it.
哎，一点没了。
One clean engagement buys your way back into the map.
Huge there for Timeless, actually. Unfortunately for them, they're not... Okay, there they go. They're actually on the point, and Junbin actually secured them a kill and gets out. Going to be able to get out to the Mega Pack as well. So
这一个可不够啊，还得去踩点。
here for Shock to dive back onto the point, contest it, and at bare minimum, steal away some more time.
哇，好凶！
No. Not twice. He can't do it twice. Proper can't do it twice. He's got the opening.
好凶啊！100多的延迟还能这么操作的啊？
Are getting deja vu.
真的。
Oh no, that was the hope.
我的天哪！
Oh, who put that graphic up? Don't remind them. Come on.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's messed up. But yeah, loser of this match does get eliminated, so Timeless need to find a way through this Shock defense. Unfortunately for them, he's saying 15% away.
胡的大招，
Need to find a kill early here. Junbin could be the one to go.
前排又融化了，
Proper.
要不又是带激素，一梭子秒一个，队友帮忙再踩一下，还有操作空间的。Proper 再杀一个，交完回溯 ，Proper 在哪儿？哎呀，没血了。啊！ 妈的，队友但凡多杀一个人，都他妈没有这么难打，我都看得气死了，真的。唉。
So a lifeline granted to Timeless by themselves.
打个 OC 队伍打得这么费劲，我真的难死了，看的。
They had to go through so much just to get into this phase of the map here, and that time bank does not look good. They're gonna have to take at least 2 fights to get through point B, and Junbin actually has gone back over the Doom.
无语了，真的。
I thought it was a late swap for them, but I suppose not. Maybe did he swap to it to maybe stagger out that point at the end? I'm not 100% sure, but they've got the Sombra to go with it as well, and if he thinks he's going to charge up another one in 60 seconds, by God, stay on it. Timeless, though, want the engagement because they've got that sound barrier. Kuffa not quite able to go in early, taking a lot of HP damage. Just building up Cal towards the Kitsune Rush. Maybe they want to layer up those Sport Ultimates. It's something we saw a ton in the qualifier, but no, just a sound barrier to answer. Cal's going to save the Kitsune Rush for a rainy day. Timeless look to use the sound barrier as a trump card, and they do. Vindame down for Doom to trade. They'll take every day of the week, but Proper's still alive. There's a recall forced out. He's got to play more careful now, but Shock.
现在听到 Proper Alive， 整个人都亢奋起来。
But they're gonna land the stun, and in that timing, they took down Cal, so the sport's gone, and Web's gonna fall as well. But I mean, Timeless, they still have. I mean, I said 2 fights. They still have to win 2 fights, but hey, they've got 2 fights left potentially, unless of course Shock try to go forward and steal some time away from them. Fortunately for Timeless, they are going to be getting back up into position, but they still have to deal with, he's saying, that EMP is coming back up.
I mean, it is a minefield of ultimates they're walking into. They've got to dodge.
人呢？怎么 Fin 在上面？
They've already got themselves an early win.
这是什么东西啊？两个辅助在干嘛？
Translocates out. This is Timeless's time to strike. Neptune falls though. A trade they don't want to see any day of the week. He's saying down though means that there's no EMP on the back end of this. Timeless have done it. A deal with death, a bargain with the Grim Reaper. They keep themselves alive yet again.
An explosion of damage there coming out from the subway. Oh man, Timeless once again punch another ticket forward, and now Shock make yet again another swap. This is one that we have seen from Jumpin before. The Diva entering the mix. However, that EMP still available here for the Shock, but it's not the last fight anymore for Timeless. They obviously got to this last section, but they awarded themselves more time in the process. So even if they take an L here, which is possible as they don't have any resources, well, it might not spell defeat for them just yet.
That's tough. He's saying he's looking for the perfect EMP. It's taking a lot of time off the clock. It hits all 5 members. Shock.
还1分钟时间啊。
They get 1, maybe 2 more chances here.
Yeah, I think the silver lining for Timeless right now is the timing of that fight. I mean, it was so quick that.
大招来看的话，只要一会不被猴子全部拍死，那就行。
Shock coming up on a few ultimates that are going to make
但是猴开大进场至少死2个。
You know, right into this next fight and actually get a win and swing it in their favor unless they get some early picks off of some aggression. So they're going to need to build in this phase if they want any of being able to make it through and stay alive in this tournament.
Jerks, I can't take my eyes off these pulse bombs. Proper's got one, Doom's got one. They have simply been hitting thus far in the tournament. Pulse bomb connects for Doom. Proper throws his out in a mirrored form, but nothing's found. No green in the right side of the kill feed. Timeless managed to stay alive. Not Cal though. He's found on the reverse end. Can we get a remake from Junbin? He does manage to get it off the contest. Stays up.
不是残血交完回速了，音障给，这没技能了，雾不还有大。 温斯顿还有激速啊！哎呦，这激速没给上，激速低瓦。雾子应该能杀吗？跳飞了。
Timeless, they can actually turn this now that Kitsune rushes down. Can they solidify those kills?
黑了，伤害呢？迪瓦来的很快，雾子补了一个。 哇
！Overtime burn wicks down, as do the chances of Timeless in the pro-am.
不好说。
We've got another team knocked out.
Timeless, unfortunately.
赢了，你们自己说好看吗？
Not making it through any further. They still have another match that they have, you know, to maybe play spoil to another team. We'll see what happens with that one. But nonetheless, tournament hopes still alive for Shock. They're able to move forward. But what a series that was. I mean, Timeless really, like you said, put him on the ropes.
It was everything. Up until the very last moment, they had all the tools to finish it off. It just came down to mechanics in those final fights. And he's saying building up a